Hello YouTube. So I'm here to make a little episode about how to change the front engine mounts on the Mercedes 608 diesel bus. This is my bus. As you can see, we have it like a camper and everything is fine. Just changing those regular things that you do when you restore something. Then make sure you change all the rubber parts and all the parts that deteriorate over time. So I was rather thinking, after changing the rear engine mounts, I was thinking the front would be much worse to change than the rear ones, but okay, it's similar in the task, and maybe a little bit more work to do it in the front, but we'll see. This is I will do a little update on what has happened in the front section here. Well, it's pretty easy. This front panel, you can see the grille and the metal part that's behind it. You will remove that, these four, the two here and two on this side, that you reach inside the grill. There are holes in the grill, as you can see here, that you reach out with an extended socket. It's a 13mm, so make sure you loosen those up. Then you can remove the whole section here. And what I did was I removed the radiator, and also I removed this latch for the bonnet, and radiator is sitting here on these rubber pads here on each side. Mine is a turbo converted engine, OM314, so I have my air intake here. Usually my KN filter sits here, and this is the air intake for the turbo down here. Comes in here. This is the manifold, the standard original manifold. It's just going over to this lower part here that just cut off from the original exhaust, and the turbo is mounted in between there. Not good to see, but never mind, it's not the situation. Here is this engine mount, and the same on the other side. You can see it's all collapsed here, so this has torn off the metal here. So that really is gonna make a huge difference when that's gonna be changed. Other side, not so bad. Well, anyway, just remove the radiator. I removed this fan here, and I have the huge plastic fan, and that's gone. And I just used some nuts here that I found to make a spacer that's going to correspond to the fan spacing. I will remove it because I will show you maybe later that I'm going to install a 24-volt high output fan, electric, so I have much better cooling, and hopefully I'll gain some top end energy or speed, or well, we'll see. Well, it's about time to get this cleaned up, this engine bay. I think it really looks horrible in here. These holes on the servo here it's all gonna be changed, of course. You can see muck here. I've been here scraping with a with a screwdriver also, and I noticed my steering box here all gummed up with many years of crud and debris. This, I have to change this. There's no slack in it. It's fine, tight and good. It's the main steering column. The main steering ball in the front. And so this has to be cleaned up before we put in some new grease and a new dust cap on there. So I'll get back to you in a minute. So it's been cleaned up properly now, and I have also made an extensional rub down and clean of the steering here, as we talked about a minute ago. And yeah, it kind of shows you all how it actually looks when you high pressure wash it and scrub it down, which means that it needs a little attention here before we can go on. I already replaced engine bearings here on the engine mounts. It was I just put a jack under here. It's now removed, but a jack under here and a piece of wood, and supported the oil sump, and jacked this up about 4 or 5 centimeters, the whole engine, both sides, and this was pretty easily removed. It was from the top here. You can see this bolt here is a 24 millimeter that you can do with a, oh my god, yeah, that you can do with a normal wrench like this, 1/2 inch, and from the bottom you will need to get through the access hole under here, and you can reach the nut under here with an extension 24 millimeter and unscrew it through the access hole. And you do the same both sides, of course, and make sure all your bolts and everything here is nice and tight on the cross member here, and that's usually coming a little bit loose after some use, but anyhow it's a pretty straightforward job. So I'm gonna continue here and paint this up a little bit. I already removed the belts. It's 2 times the inner belt here. That's 2 times 13 times 1300 millimeters. 2 of those, you will need that 13x 1300. And this inner one that goes for the power steering pump here, you need a 13975. 13 times 975, one of those. So 2 of those and 1 of those. Do it, you won't regret it. Mine were done, but they're clearly time to change again. So we're back with the cleaned engine bay, and I've done some changes here to my motor that I feel are good to do as a preventative manner in future problems while I was at it. So this video was basically about some light here, let's see, like that, about the engine mounts that are now changed out, as I explained earlier, and on the both sides here. This is my hookup for the lower coolant hose that I'm gonna go back with to my heater in the cabin, in the living area, and here is the space where I will be putting the Webasto. So I'm gonna make a video on just that in the future. So this will be about the engine mounts, and that's considered now ready. And while you're here in the engine bay, you might also want to change this hose here. I did that, and this hose for the power steering, and also on the other side, this hose and the hose from the heater here that comes down. So you're sure you won't be having any surprises while you're at it. I also changed these belts here. This is the inner belts here, was, I believe, 13 times 1300, and yeah, and this one is 13 times 975. Just a quick update on that. So I'll be putting in the radiator again. I had a clean on that, and I also mounted a new hose there and a new electric fan, 24 volts, big one. I think it's 16-inch or 15-inch or something like that. So I got that set up there and painted it up nice and ready to come back in with it here. So